What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Ah, man, okay. Today we're gonna be reacting to like a little, not really a blind date, but like just a little date from Nectar. Shout out to Nectar. And this video was like probably from can't no, no, actually remember, my bad, because it's in the title. So they had 50 singles and they were like swiping left and right between each other, and some people got a match, some didn't. So that's basically two people who got a match, and it's just a follow up. So the title is 50 Singles Swiping Follow Up with Nikki and Taylor. No, it's Tyler, my bad. T for two. I love tea, so that'll be lovely for me as well. But do it. Hope everybody having a good day out here, doing what they have to do. Let's go.
Share a string of pasta like Lady and the Tramp? That's crazy. Okay.
Get that internet already.
It's not great pasta.
No. Hello.
Hey, Tyler.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing really well.
Doing really well?
Long
So
time no
nervous.
see. I met Tyler filming the second 50 Singles video that Nectar has done. I briefly saw her walk into the room before we did the proper lineup, and I thought, you know what, if I do end up pairing with her, I will definitely try and match with her, but there are a lot of people and the chances of that are slim, so when I was facing somebody who I thought seemed really sweet and whose energy I liked, I matched.
I stole him from someone else's match and I felt awful about it. I ended up originally matching with Jordan. About like a minute and a half in, I just didn't really feel much of a spark. And previously I saw
You were
Nick and
reasonably
Ashley's
good.
date and I felt like I possibly would have a lot more in common with Nick, and I just had this feeling to end up swapping him out.
When she picked up the card, I mean, all of the guys, we were like, oh my God, what's going on? She kind of points in my direction and I'm glowing, like, I'm going, oh my God, like, who's she, you know, it can't be me. And then and when she gave it to me, I was incredibly flattered. I was very happy when she called me in.
I felt like there was a more intense connection between him and
Real shit is like, it's always better when she picks you. I'm saying, because then you have less headache to go through. It just makes it easier, but easy is not always the best way sometimes. But
I felt like there was a lot for us to talk upon.
After the video, we did start texting a bit and we set up a date. We played Harry Potter trivia together. I brought Harry Potter trivia and we tried to see who was the bigger fan, and it was virtually a draw.
Oh yeah, no, I won.
I don't know what type of tea this is, but we'll find out.
Ooh, oh yeah, this one.
Some crazy sounds in here. Woo. Welcome to Arcade.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll pull first. We have a tea for two card. What's the worst thing someone could say about you? Oh my God. That's what's the worst thing someone... I think I would hate it if somebody said I was fake or not loyal, mostly because those are the things that I would like to pride myself on. I try and be myself, and I try and always be a really loyal friend. So I think that would suck if people were going around my back going, yo, Nick's fake.
Just
Be like,
talking behind your back.
Yeah, talking,
I feel like that would
talking
just suck
shit.
in
That
general.
alone would suck, yeah. But no, I think that's what I have to say. How about you?
I would probably say roughly the same thing. Like, 'cause I feel like I'm very like honest, very blunt, and I feel like sometimes my bluntness comes off
Yeah.
not the best, but I feel like if someone were to say that I was like a liar or untruthful, I think that would probably be the worst thing.
Yeah, one's credibility is a lot, you know?
Yeah.
I agree. That's trust, and trust is huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a challenge card?
A challenge
Oh,
card.
no.
Okay.
Show off your favorite physical body part. My favorite physical body part is my eyes, but I don't know how I'm supposed to show that off to you.
To me, let
Like,
me look at that. Yeah.
Just
You
stare
have
at you?
lovely eyes.
Thank
You really
you.
do. I gotta give it to
That's
you.
why I'm like, I'm wearing, yeah, but
You have lovely eyes.
thank you.
God, I don't
Yeah.
know what my favorite physical body part is. I would say my arm, but it's covered, and I don't know if I.
Go for it.
It's my arms are tattooed, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
You're like, I paid a lot of money.
I did. My arms are expensive. So.
I like how you have one long sleeve just full and then just like very simple on the other arm.
Over time, I hope to do
Get it all.
But I'm sorry, I screwed up the mic. That's worth it. Oh God, that's what I'm here for.
I think it's your turn.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
We're back to T for 2 cards now. If someone were to meet you at a party, what would be the greatest misconception they might make about you? The greatest misconception. Often at parties, I like to wear tank tops, and I think I could very easily be perceived as like a fuckboy, and I am the last thing from a fuckboy, and I mean that in the sense that like, it is not easy for me to have any sort of one-night stand. Like, that's just
Yeah.
not who I am. I'm very relationship-oriented, so that would just be an incorrect
Yeah.
assumption. But
Why
I
do
wouldn't
you-
blame people for making it.
Yeah. Why do you think that though? Do you think it's the tattoos or just like
I think it's the
the-
tattoos.
It has
and,
nothing to
The sex appeal, bro. Yes, sex appeal. So therefore, if you have sex appeal, naturally the business is gonna think that you had just have a whole bunch of women. That's all it is, bro. And attractiveness too. I'm saying so. All these things go into it, and the way you come across, like when you speak to people, like how do you speak to people? So all these things like definitely play into it as well.
do with the wife beater. It's just the
No,
tattoos.
I think it's both. The wife beater definitely doesn't help. But in my work, I have to keep my tattoos covered because I work a corporate
Yeah, why not?
job.
Show
So
them
this
off
is
when
my
you can.
chance.
Makes sense.
How about you? What's the greatest misconception that someone
Honestly,
can make?
This kind of comes with both girls and guys. A lot of like, I feel like guys view me as arm candy or full of myself, and women also kind of view me as she's going to be pretentious and full of herself as well. I think it's really just because of the industry I'm in, and I don't feel like a lot of people give me the time of day to get to know me. So
I think it's tough
Yeah.
though, because like as a model,
I have to sell my
No,
personality
it's true.
like really hard.
But also, like, you acknowledge to the world that you do recognize you're beautiful, but I think that's a wonderful thing,
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be something to, like, look down on. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the opportunity to make some money on it while I can.
Yeah.
When was the last time?
People always judge just you off what they think of you, how they think you might be, instead of actually genuinely taking the time to conversate with you. Right? Because then you might see somebody, or somebody might see you and just judge you just off your parents, just off the physical appearance, and not say, okay, well, let me try to get to know this young man or this young lady, truly see how they are, truly see their character, right? And let me see, is my judgment of them right? Right? So, people will always make they judgment on you just because they can, just because that's how they think of you. But you could always change that with conversation and quality time. So yeah.
Time that you really cried?
That I really cried.
You really cried.
Oh, you know what? Okay, this is kind of an easy one, but in November, my grandmother passed, and I was very close with her, and I went to a funeral in November, and it was also particularly seeing my dad cry. Like, you rarely see, and I have a British father. Brits aren't the most emotional all the time, at least visibly. So seeing him cry is what broke me.
Yeah, I'm sorry
and
about
my
that.
sister, but
Yeah.
it's okay. It happened. She lived an amazing life. It's
Yeah.
worth celebrating. So,
good.
yeah.
That's a good way to look at it, like celebrating. Last time I really cried. I mean, I cry all the time.
Which is a good thing.
I cried about a month ago recently, kind of about the same thing. I cried about I was crying to my cousin about my grandma and her passing. She passed when I was 13. It was a while ago, but that was kind of a difficult subject because
Sure.
she was a major role model and mother figure in my life, and she died of Alzheimer's. So the last 3-4 years of her life, she didn't remember who I was. So it was definitely
God, I'm
very
sorry.
tough. It's fine. It just, I went into my young adulthood, and growing into being a young woman without a mother figure was definitely very tough.
Yeah, I'm
And
sure.
I think it would have been a lot easier if I had her. I'm now living with my cousins, and we were having dinner, and we opened up
Reminiscing.
and reminisced, and
Yeah.
that was the last time I really cried.
No, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but I do
of
think
course.
that's a wonderful thing to have people to
Yeah.
commemorate with,
Yeah.
like your cousin.
Like your conversations like that is just so relaxing. Getting to know somebody. It's not just, oh man, I just wanted to have, sex with, and I said it's like conversations like that go such a long way. And that's how you leave an impact on people. That's how you make people remember you, by conversation. Now, for the intercourse, yes, that's fine. We could do that as well. But can you open a mind? Can you speak to her in such a way that she's like, "Oh my God, I never spoke to somebody like you. You make me think. You make me think very differently. You speak very differently. You act very differently." Type of conversations we have, I like it. I like our chemistry, our connection. Like that's different. That's different than just saying, "Oh, man, I just want to fuck." That's way different, bro. Like the power of I don't know people. I don't know if people truly understand the power of conversation and how important it is, and how can I say how influential conversation is on people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because then, like I was saying earlier, like you could really change somebody' perspective on you just by conversating with them, just by having a conversation. It don't have to be nothing crazy long. You're just having a conversation with them. That alone will change their mind about you and see you in a totally different light. But I just like how he gave a side of how he showed some sort of vulnerability to to show that, oh, it's okay. You could share a piece of vulnerability too as well. And tell you what, after that she did the same. I just like to see that.
Especially family. I
Yeah,
think family is really
definitely.
important.
My go on the challenge card.
Oh no.
Hold hands while you tell each other about your first crush. I apologize, I get a little
Our first
clammy.
crush.
You go first.
My first crush? Oh God. There's this kid in my kindergarten class. All the girls had a crush on him. He was just like this typical blonde kid. And I just was like,
Yeah, me
this
too
kid,
now, I
was
guess.
like, this kid has swagger.
Okay, good for him if he had the whole
Yeah.
preschool class
He
coming.
was he was my only crush though. I didn't have a crush until like I was 19.
He
After
clearly
that,
stole your heart for that
apparently
many years.
he did.
Wow, that's so funny.
No, but I like waited. I didn't have a crush after that until I was like 19.
Really? So I had a lot of crushes as a young boy, but my first
Ladies man.
wouldn't say that.
It is right there.
No, my first was so this was preschool, and it was a girl named Adriana, and I had a huge crush on her, and I tried to talk to her all the time. I wanted to like play a joke. Keep in mind I'm a 4-year-old, and so I drank my juice box, and I wanted to pretend to squirt it at her. But I didn't realize that there was a little juice in the bottom, so I actually squirted it at her. She got
Must
so
have been
upset.
pissed.
So if you're watching somewhere, Adriana, sorry. But I was 4.
Yeah.
I did my best.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot to learn. You only had
Yeah,
4
clearly.
years of existence.
Yeah, that was my first crush.
Lovely. Right. What have you changed your mind about recently? It's kind of broad.
I think more than a change in my mind, I've had a shift in perspective. Sometimes you really can give your all into something, and sometimes things just don't work out. My dad has always ingrained this belief in me that if you want something really bad, you can always figure out a way to make it work. And truly, I'm so thankful to him for giving me that. But I've learned that sometimes with certain relationships, with certain people, you can put in all the effort and it still just doesn't work out in the way that you might have wanted. That's okay. Like, it's okay that things don't always work out, you
Yeah.
know?
Check it out, mad simple. After you're set up with your account, all you're gonna do is go up and hit the upload button.
I'm trying to think of what my answer is going to be. I would
And with that, I just want to just add on to what he said. With relationships, you could always do your best. You always have to give your best at anything you do. You know, that is a part of you. You have to always do your best. You have to always give it your best. Right? And sometimes you could give it your best and then it just don't go your way. Things just don't go your way. So therefore you cannot control that. So you have to be okay with you giving something your best and then you just losing it. Or it just not going your way. You have to be okay with that. That's just a part of life. That's a part of the journey. You just growing and becoming a better person. That's all it is.
say I shouldn't be having as much expectations on other people. I put a lot of expectations on myself of where I want to be. I definitely set like goals in a way. But I think going into like relationships, whether it's romantic or friendships, I definitely expect more time and like other things from like people. And
Sure.
it's just something that I realized the past couple of months after moving here and stuff. I was like, new me, I'm not gonna be putting on expectations onto other people.
Right, my go for another 2 for 2. Okay, if you were to die right now, what would you most regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told them yet? Oh my God.
Trying to get my juiciest, darkest secret.
Wow.
I feel like I'm a pretty open book.
Yeah, I want to say the same. Okay, I'll go. I think men don't tell other men they love them enough. So I think, yeah, I would go to my guy friends and my girlfriend. I tell all my friends, I go tell them how much I love them and how grateful I am to have them. And I would really want them to know it, you know, because sometimes I think you just assume people know what you're thinking and you assume people know how much you appreciate them. And because you assume it, you don't think to say it. And I think that's the thing I would want to tell them. And I think the reason I don't say it enough is because I assume they know it, but I shouldn't. So yeah, I would go tell them how much I love them.
I would, going kind of off of what you said, I think that was like a really good answer. It's like hard to top. I think I would probably tell my dad like the same thing. Like I'd like tell him how grateful I am to have him as my dad. Because I don't think I could have asked for a better dad. He tells me so much that he like cares about me, everything. But like I feel like I definitely should sit down and tell him how grateful I actually am for him, especially because I am the oldest. Sometimes I think he's like gets scared he sees too much of my mom and me, but I'm like, dude, I am literally like you're like I am
image.
literally you. Like I am you. Everyone says that. So yeah, I think I would tell him how grateful I actually am.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, good answer.
Okay.
Now we have a challenge
Now we're
card.
at the challenge card. Share a string of pasta like Lady and the Tramp. That's crazy.
Okay.
That's actually
wild. Thank you. I like that they
We-
put chili flakes in it.
I know, it's just
not
like-
going to be boring
this
plain
is like kind of-
pasta.
Okay.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
This is really hard.
Oh God,
I keep dropping it.
it's a great prawn. Do we need new pasta? Another nude.
No biting. No biting.
Okay. Fuck. Coming at you. We did it.
We did it.
It's not great pasta.
No. It's really not.
I feel like I saw a little kiss occur.
You definitely saw a little kiss. You did.
There was a little peck. It wasn't a full-on kiss. I would not count that as a first kiss. It was very awkward. The suspense leading into it when you're
Like you could tell that little bitty she like him. You could tell, which I like to see.
3 inches from
to
someone's
see that in a
face.
cat.
I can't say that the lead
Yeah.
up to it was the smoothest, but it's on camera, I guess.
Okay, T for 2. What insecurity of yours holds you back the most?
I would say the insecurity. Oh God, no! I need a second. I'm sorry.
No worries, take your time. You got too many insecurities to think
yeah,
through.
I'm
No.
sifting through the list.
It's like a file cabinet
Yeah.
in your mind.
Okay, I think I go through life generally trying to be pretty agreeable. I mean, also being myself at the same time, I think that can be a fine line a little bit sometimes. I know that generally speaking, I get along with most people, but in the past I've feared that people like my company when I'm there and acknowledge that they like it when I'm there, but then might not notice when I'm not, if you get what I'm saying.
If
So
they
I
just
think,
don't really care.
yeah,
way.
they don't care maybe as much as I do. That is something that I used to fear a little more, and I'm trying to recognize that, like, at the end of the day, you can just be yourself, and if
Yeah.
you know, if people will care about you to the extent that they will care about you, and that's okay, you know.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
And that ties into how much of an impact you have on people, right? And just I don't care who it is. You're speaking to somebody, you must want to leave an impact on them. It could be just one conversation, but you must want to leave an impact so that when they leave, that they could remember and say, "That was a good conversation. I actually learned something from talking to this young man or this young lady." Right? So then that should always be your goal. You should always want to show somebody, or no, teach somebody something. Always don't. You should never want to force it, never. But you would want it to just come just as, yo, tell you what, I want you to know that. Not in, oh, you don't know that, so I'm gonna tell you. But I want you to know that. You understand me? So that's more of what it is, and that in itself will leave an impact on people, and that's how people will remember you. So whether you're there or not there, people are still gonna say, "Still remember this person." that person still is in mind. So stuff like that.
Thank you.
For me, I would say it's kind of an insecurity, but kind of just who I am as a person. I'm kind of like in between being an introvert and an extrovert.
I relate to that.
I like to go out. I like to be around people, but at the same time, I tend to just kind of read my books, watch movies, kind of be a homebody.
Sure.
And I have this urge to like go out and socialize and meet people, but I haven't pushed myself enough to actually go. I think it's a little mix of like, I don't know where to go. At our age, it's kind of like everyone goes to bars. So
No,
it's
it's
like,
true.
but it's like, what bar do I go to?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to go to like a sketchy bar. I don't want to go to a bar where people are just going to see me as eye candy and
Sure.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm always super excited to like meet new people, but then I find myself just kind of like not being able to talk to them. I start to get in my head and I'm like, everything I say is gonna make me
like-
seem so weird.
You overanalyze.
Yeah, I overthink, I overanalyze for sure, and I need to get myself in the habit of not doing that.
Well, I appreciate you being so open
Yeah.
with me.
Well, I'm an open book. Like I love to communicate and I love being around people, but
Yeah.
it's like I have to like sit down, have a genuine conversation, feel someone's vibe, feel someone's energy or whatever.
Sure.
My intuition is really good, I guess.
What's your intuition say about me?
I think that you're a really good and genuine person. I
Thank
think
you.
you have really good energy. You're very positive.
Thank you.
I like the eye contact, bro. I really do. I like it. Jesus.
Like,
I
yeah,
appreciate that.
Of
That's
course.
really sweet.
Yeah, you seem very honest, so don't worry. No one's gonna go around talking
I
about you.
hope not. I
Yeah.
swear.
All right.
Hope you leave me as a good
What
person.
compliment do you think you hear the most, and what compliment do you think I hear the most?
Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to start with you. I think you,
Okay.
you definitely hear that you have lovely eyes all the time because you have really striking eyes. Um,
Thank you.
as a friend, I'm going to guess that your friends tell you that you make them feel very at ease.
Yeah, the compliment I hear the most is definitely it is my eyes. I got that today. I like the eyes. Either the like window to your soul.
Yeah,
so I
that's what they
like
say.
hearing that. What compliment I think you hear the most from a superficial standpoint, I would say probably that you have a really nice smile.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. I don't
Welcome.
get that very
Really?
often, actually.
I think you have a great smile.
That's sweet.
And then from a friendly standpoint, I think just that you're a very like authentic person.
Thank you.
Of course.
I don't really know
Of
what
course.
compliment I actually do get. I don't think
But
I
you
said
don't get
that.
complimented?
You know what? I get a lot of compliments on my tattoos. It's probably the thing I'm the most.
Tattoos are
complimented
great,
for.
but that's someone else's art form. You need to get more compliments on yourself.
True.
Yeah. I do like your tattoos though.
Thank you. Is that me? Okay.
I think
it is
so.
me. It's another challenge. Okay, be honest. On a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive do you find the person sitting across from you? They will wear headphones. Okay. So it's a secret.
Secret in my
Oh, me first. Okay.
head.
Are you playing good music?
Oh, what do you listen to?
Play some French music. French rap.
French rap.
I got you.
If I'm talking like this, can you hear me? I would say from a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably rate him a 9. I'm really picky when it comes to guys, and I feel like I really, really, really have to get to know someone if I were to rate them a 10. Nick's very attractive, but it's also a lot more about like personality. And I've dated like models and guys who are really full of themselves, and I'm really looking for someone who's not only attractive, but also like a very sweet and authentic and genuine person. So I would say a 9.
It's a good sign.
Okay.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, how attractive is the person? I mean, probably a 10. I mean, she's incredibly attractive. She's a model. I think she seems really sweet and really open, and like I said earlier, I think she does put people at ease, which I think is a really important quality. Well, not important, but it's rare and it's sweet, and I think that's really attractive. And she seems very perceptive. I think she picks up on things. This is the type of experience that could easily make one nervous, and she has made it very easy for me to feel relaxed.
That was a really good song. It was really loud. You're right. Okay. What was the biggest lesson your past relationship taught you? And how is that impacting your recent dating life?
Wow. Once again, that's a
a banger.
It's a tough question.
I haven't ever actually been in like a really, really long relationship, and some people see that as a red flag. I just think I haven't met the right person, honestly, yet, and I've kind of been waiting. I waited for a lot of things. I didn't have my first kiss until I was like 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fun fact. The one thing I really realized was that I need to be more focused on myself at times. I'm very much a we person. I literally, like, my test was like, a we. But recognizing yourself for who you are, I think is just really important. That's like the biggest lesson I learned.
Definitely. I like that. I think that's a really good one. Yeah, I think the thing that I learned the most was that it's very important to maintain proper social lives as well. Like, have a life outside of the relationship. I think it's a little easy, especially in the beginning of a relationship, to really just completely fall into it in a way that's almost all-consuming. And in the long run, I think that ends up making you feel more isolated. I think it's very important to having the well-rounded.
Yeah, having a social network between each other, but also like your own.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
Yeah. All right.
That's true.
Here we are.
Spill the tea.
Watch and react to the following clips from your original video together.
Okay.
Okay.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm kind of nervous.
We haven't seen this yet.
We haven't. Oh, I hate watching myself.
I
act,
do
yet I'm
too, I
like,
do.
I don't like watching myself. What kind of music do you listen to?
Okay, so I was actually telling somebody earlier, and they described it as
I was like, this is
manipulator
me.
music.
This is this guy.
My top artists last year, I was actually gonna ask you this, but my top artists were
Definitely
Phoebe
feeling
Bridgers,
it.
Kendrick, and then Fleetwood Mac.
You don't look too happy with his responses.
Well, he said male manipulator.
That's true.
He was so sweet, but I felt so bad.
I'm so surprised.
I remember you when
genuinely-
you gave it to me, you went, me? I said, yes.
I genuinely was like, are you sure you don't mean these other people? Like,
I felt like such a bad guy for like
no.
swapping out my original date because Jordan was very sweet and I could tell he was very into me. But from your date previously, I was like, I just felt like I feel like I would have a great date with him. I kind of felt like I was getting like flushed almost when I was watching your date.
Really?
Yes. So I was like, oh, what if my date with Jordan doesn't go well? Who would I swap with? And then you guys happened to go on your date before Jordan and I did, and you were talking about Harry Potter, and I was like, oh my god, this is my in.
I'm glad Harry Potter brought us together.
Well, I felt bad too because Emma was behind the scenes trying to like she was telling me, like she was like, I think you and my brother would be really cute together. And I was like, I'm not stealing
Oh
someone's
my god,
match.
she's a matchmaker.
She was. I was like, I'm not stealing someone's match, and I felt really bad.
No. He was vibing with her, or if he wasn't, just hanging out. But yeah, it's fine.
That makes me feel so bad.
I know.
She was a great girl.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when I found out that you had picked me. I thought that you and Ashley had initially vibed better than you and I did.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah.
I definitely did get on well with her. I did, but I could way more easily see us becoming friends and having a romantic connection. And then when I went on the date with you, it was far more apparent to me. Here, you press play.
Okay. This is bad.
Then they make you wait forever, I swear.
Yay.
I was not expecting you to pull me in for the date, and I was very pleasantly surprised when you did.
I was like, when you were having that initial conversation with Harry Potter, I was like, no, automatically, that's my bread and butter. I was like, I know way too much. I was like,
That's
I have Harry
perfect.
Potter Trivial Pursuit.
Me too.
Yeah.
And we played it.
Yep, we did. And I won.
It's the last one.
I think so.
Take a deep breath and look into your partner's eyes for 4 minutes in silence. 4 minutes.
You know, the level of like, that's very intimate right there. That's sexual tension. It's so much. Bro, that right there, even this regular eye contact is just crazy already. Just imagine you staring in somebody's soul for like 4 minutes straight in silence.
You joking? Oh my god.
All right.
I'm lucky. You have great eyes. I feel bad for you. You're gonna get bored.
No, well.
Okay, so I'm gonna set a timer.
Okay.
Okay. Honestly, I've just never done anything like that before. So I think I was a little nervous. I was worried that I would laugh. And we did laugh a little, but honestly, I think that helped break the tension a little bit.
I pride myself on holding really great eye contact with people, but it's definitely been a while since I've just stared into someone's eyes for such a long time. I was honestly a little nervous and kind of like bashful.
And then you just kind of lose yourself in it. It's like an intimate moment despite no
Exactly.
words.
Yeah.
Okay, time's up. Honestly, I thought the date went really well. Having like a very like intimate conversation about some really deep and emotional stuff, it really showed me like more of his emotional capacity.
Bro, do you see like, and it's not, bro, the video is not scripted because you have to be honest, right? Do you see how like so important that was and how like so relaxing the whole video was, the whole date was? They didn't have to get, he didn't have to spend $200, right? He didn't have to take a no fancy. He didn't have to do nothing crazy. A simple conversation. That's a basic conversation. Just a good, meaningful conversation. Watch how that left such an impact on her and how she felt. I'm convinced, boy. Yo, to me, I feel like you don't have to do all the crazy stuff I see majority of people do. If we sit down, we sip wine and or buy a card game and we just have a conversation about each other, right? How we're raised and how we grew up, our childhoods and stuff like that. Like things that make sense, things that mean something to us, things that show each other who we are. That's way much more better than going on a date, brother. I ain't gonna lie. To me personally, because to me it's more. How can I say that? It has more substance to it when you do stuff like that with a young lady. Just way much better, bro. Or little picnic, and you sipping some wine, or you having some like some fruits or something, or just having conversation. That means something than me spending $300 on a date. It means more. But I feel like some people will never understand that, never have understanding of that. They don't think like that. Let's get into it. Let's get back.
It was very like eye-opening.
And Tyler made me feel so comfortable. It felt like she actually wanted to hear my responses, you know, and that's something that's a quality that's really important.
So, you have the choice to go back in if you feel like you've made a connection and want to explore a potential romantic relationship, or you can leave right now if you honestly feel like there isn't a connection or interest in continuing the relationship romantically. There isn't
He's gonna go back inside. I guarantee you she will. Yeah, he's gonna go back inside too. Should ask me.
a good or bad choice, there's just an honest choice here. So, what are you going to do?
Yo, just gonna walk past by right there. Trying to build the suspense. Come on.
Hello.
Hello again.
I'm glad you said it. We were hoping to get dinner after, so it would have made
Yeah.
it really awkward.
It would have been a little awkward if all of a sudden there was like a letter.
Never mind, yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's
do
go.
it. Okay.
See that? Do you see that? I love it. Shout out to Nectar. Shout out to Nectar. I'm saying. But if you like the video, leave a like, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. But before I go, man, this video is just so lovely. I just love it. You know, and I feel like th- just having conversation, you could learn so much from this video. So much. Just learn how to have conversations, you know. But that's all I have to say. I'll see you in the next one.